Hello everyone, I am Sunny. I am here to discuss about plantation. Definition of plantation: a large-scale agricultural estate typically organized to produce a cash crop. Plantations have played a significant role in shaping economics, landscapes, and societies worldwide. Overview of presentation of structure. This presentation aims to delve into historical context, global spread, economic significance, environmental impact, social implications, sustainable practices, technologies, innovations, challenges, case studies, and future outlook of the plantation agriculture. Historical context of plantation. Origins of plantations. Plantation agriculture traces its roots back to colonization and transatlantic slave trade. European powers established plantations primarily in the Americas, exploiting both land and forced labor to cultivate lucrative crops such as sugar, tobacco, and cotton. Early plantation crops. These early plantations laid the foundation for the global agricultural economy, with commodities like sugar becoming highly sought after and shaping trade routes and international relations. Global spread of plantations. Expansion across continents. Continents expanded beyond America to Africa, Asia, and Oceania, driven by colonial ambitions and the demand for cash crops in Europe. This expansion often involved the displacement of indigenous peoples and imposition of exploitative labor systems. Impact on indigenous peoples. Indigenous communities worldwide faced dispersion, violence, and forced labor as their lands were seized for plantation development, leading to profound social and cultural disruptions. Types of plantations: monoculture versus polyculture. Plantations can be categorized into monoculture, focusing on a single crop, and polyculture, incorporating multiple crops or diverse agroforestry systems. Monoculture plantations are common for crops like palm oil, rubber, and tea, while polyculture practices promotes biodiversity and soil health. Examples: monoculture plantations often dominate tropical regions, while polyculture systems are gaining recognition for their environmental benefits and resilience to pests and diseases. Economic significance. Contribution to GDP. Plantations play a crucial role in the economics of many countries, contributing significantly to gross domestic product, that is GDP, and export earnings. They provide employment opportunities, foreign exchange earnings, and infrastructure development in the rural areas. Export commodities. Cash crops from plantations such as coffee, cocoa, and bananas are major export commodities for many tropical countries, driving international trade and economic growth. Environmental impact. Deforestation. Plantation expansion, particularly in tropical regions, has contributed to widespread deforestation, leading to habitat loss, biodiversity decline, and carbon emissions. Clearing forests for monoculture plantations such as palm oil and soy has significant environmental consequences. Biodiversity loss. Monoculture plantations often lack biodiversity, resulting in ecosystem simplification and increased vulnerability to pests and diseases. This loss of biodiversity threatens wildlife, soil fertility, and ecosystem services. Social implications. Labor practices. Historically, plantation agriculture has been associated with exploitative labor practice, including slavery, indentured labor, and modern-day forced labor. Workers on plantations often face low wages, poor working conditions, and limited access to basic rights and social services. Community effects. Plantations can have profound social impacts on surrounding communities, including land dispersion, conflicts over natural resources, and society economics inequalities. Indigenous people and smallholder farmers are particularly vulnerable to negative effects of plantation expansion. Sustainable practices. Sustainable agriculture. Sustainable plantations management practices aim to minimize environmental impact, promote social equality, and ensure economic viability. These practices include organic farming, integrated pest management, agroforestry, and fair labor standards. Certification programs. Certification schemes such as Fair Trade, Rainforest Alliance, and Forest Council certify products from sustainable plantations, providing consumers with assurance of ethical production practice. Technological innovations, advancement in agriculture. Technological innovations are transferring plantation agriculture, improving productivity, resource efficiency, and environmental sustainability. Precision farming technologies such as GPS-guided tractors and drones enable farmers to optimize inputs and reduce environmental impact. Biotechnological advancement, including genetically modified crops and gene editing techniques, offer potential solutions to challenges such as pest diseases, climate change resilience. However, ethical and regulations consideration must be addressed to ensure responsible deployment. Challenges and solutions. Climate change. Plantation agriculture faces significant challenges from climate change, including shifting weather patterns, extreme weather events, and changing pest and diseases dynamics. Adaptive strategies such as crop diversification, water management, and agroecological practices are essential for building resilience. Adaptive strategies. Sustainable plantation management requires adaptive strategies that balance economic, environmental, and social priorities. These strategies include diversifying crops, investing in climate smart agriculture, engaging stakeholders in decision making processes. Case studies. Success stories. Several successful sustainable plantation projects serve as the models for responsible agriculture practices. Examples include sustainable palm oil production in Malaysia, agroforestry initiatives in Latin America, and community-owned tea plantations in Africa. Lessons learned. These case studies highlight the importance of holistic approaches to plantation management, integrating environmental conservations, social inclusions, and economic development for long-term sustainability. Future outlook. Emerging trends. The future of plantation agriculture lies in embracing innovative approaches such as agroecology, regenerative farming, and digital agriculture. These approaches prioritize ecological resilience, biodiversity, conservation, and social equity, offering pathways to more sustainable food system. Role of stakeholders. Collaboration among government, industry stakeholders, civil society organizations, and local communities is essential for advancing sustainable plantations. Policy reforms, investment in research and development, and consumer awareness are critical drivers for the change. Conclusion. Recap. Plantation agriculture has a complex history and multifaceted impacts on economies, environments, and societies worldwide. Addressing the challenges of plantation agriculture requires a holistic approach that balances economics development with environmental conservation and social equity. Call to action. As consumers, policymakers, and global citizens, we have a role to play in supporting sustainable plantation practices, advocating for reasonable, responsible sourcing, and promoting equitable development pathways. Together, we can build a more resilient and inclusive future for plantation agriculture and the communities it sustains. Thank you, everyone.